Many thanks to Her Royal Highness, Crown Princess Victoria, Ers Kuningars Højhed, for joining us this evening. Not only is she a representative of the royal family and the people of Sweden, but her work for the health and well-being of children makes her a wonderful advocate for children's literature as well. My deepest thanks go to the great scholar, Bo Weston, as well as the rest of the jury of the Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award for this honor. Oh boy. Thanks also to the Alma staff members, Åsa Bergman, David Nygaard, and Andre Vifort Haas, who have made my journey to Sweden so magical. Heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Karen Newman and Johan Palmberg for sharing their time and memories as they showed me around Astrid Lindgren's apartment last week. I am overwhelmed by the kindness and support I've received from the librarians of Sweden, as well as from the many journalists and readers I've met here. Special thanks go to my first Swedish publishers, Rabben and Sjögren, and Lavender Lit, and to my newest publisher here, Natur och Kultur. Many thanks also to Cecilia Falk and Ann-Margret Förström for their skillful translation of my books into Swedish. Joyful thanks and a big American hug, slightly obnoxious maybe, to every person in Sweden as well as to the Swedish government. Last on this list, but first in my heart, is my family. It can be a real challenge to have an author for your spouse or your mother. To my husband, Scott, to my daughters here tonight, Stephanie and Meredith, and to our children and many grandchildren back home, I pour out all my love. But I'm so lucky because I don't just have one family, I have two. When I was 16 years old, I was fortunate enough to be an exchange student and lived on a pig farm in Denmark, the way you do, with the most patient and delightful family you could ever meet. I am thrilled that my Danish brothers and their wives were able to join us here this evening. Jeg så taknemmelig for mit år hos jer, selvfølgelig. Men også taknemmelige, fordi vores forhold blev ved at vokse sig dybere og stærkere, mens vi alle bliver lidt ældre og meget gråere. Tusind tak, familie Sørensen. Astrid Lindgren and her books have long been the North Star in my sky. When I was a girl, Pippi Longstocking was my hero because she was so strong and so funny, and she had freckles just like me. When I became an author, Astrid Lindgren's defense of the children's right to read helped define my path. She shaped the sense of responsibility that I feel to my readers and to their families. Last week, the staff at the National Library of Sweden showed me some of the treasures from the Astrid Lindgren Archive, which is on the UNESCO Memory of the World Register. One small book that they brought out took my breath away. It was a Czech translation of the brothers Lionheart, Astrid Lindgren's story of love, sacrifice, and the struggle against authoritarian oppression. The government of what was then called Czechoslovakia banned the book. The version of the brothers Lionheart that I saw in the library was a samizdat. It was translated, copied, and shared in secret, underground, because the story's message of freedom and love was so threatening to those in power. Literature brings light to all of us in dark times. Throughout history, across countries and cultures, People have used stories to prepare children for the world they must inherit. Stories open doors to conversation and growth. Books strengthen us. They help lay the foundations of morality and wisdom. But in the United States right now, we are experiencing never seen before levels of censorship in children's literature. Among my books, as you've heard, they usually ban Speak and Shout because both books examine the topic of sexual violence. They are often called pornography. Hundreds of my fellow authors in the United States have had their books banned too. Extremist book banners in the US don't want children or teenagers to read anything about sex, anything about gay or trans people, about black or brown people, or any religion other than their brand of Christianity. Power-hungry, hate-filled extremists begin by banning books. History teaches us that next they will ban people, and that's when the bloodshed begins. The last 3 years of trying to fight back against this anti-democratic censorship had exhausted and depressed me deeply. But then, the most delightful Bull Weston and the entire Alma journey called me on the telephone, and they changed my life. The Alma Award has given me hope. It has inspired me to dream again. Like Pippi Longstocking, I feel strong enough to do anything. When Astrid Lindgren won the Hans Christian Andersen Award in 1958, she said, quote, "Everything great that ever happened in the world happened first in somebody's imagination." So I ask you all to please join me in this promise that together we will dream the world that our children deserve. A world that respects the rights and needs of all children. A world that honors and protects artistic freedom in every nation, in every valley, and on the mountaintops. A world that we shall plant in love, nurture with joy, so that all of our children can finally celebrate a world of peace. First, we will dream of that world, and then we will create it. I stand before you this evening humbled and overflowing with gratitude. Thank you for the incredible gift of being named the 2023 Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award laureate. Tack så mycket.
Here you go.